Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. I am Pooja Divedi, and in this segment we bring to you objective questions on a daily basis to help you crack prelims. So let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. The Reykjavik Declaration 2021 recently seen in the news is related to which of the following? It is related to addressing climate crisis in Arctic region, and at the 12th Arctic Council ministerial meeting in Reykjavik Island, foreign ministers from all 8 Arctic states signed on to the 2021 joint declaration, and it reaffirms the Council's commitment to maintain peace, stability and constructive cooperation in the Arctic region. It emphasizes Arctic states' unique position to promote responsible governance in the region and asserting the importance of immediately addressing the climate crisis in the Arctic. Moving on, consider the following pairs: Damas Ubrat, West Bengal; Vasai Manori, Maharashtra; Hannavar, Karnataka; and Kaznuveli, Kerala. So we have to select the pair which is correctly matched. Tumas Ubrat is actually in Gujarat, so the first statement is incorrect, and Kaznuveli is in Tamil Nadu, and Vasai Manori is correctly matched, also Hannavar. So the correct answer to this question is option B, that is 2 and 3. Only Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Khambat, Tumas Ubrat are the mangrove sites in Gujarat. Achra Ratnagiri, Devgad Vijayadurg, Veldur, Kundalika Revanana, Mumbradiva, Vikroli, Srivardhan, Vaitarna, Vasai Manori, Malvan are the mangrove sites in Maharashtra. Kundapur, Dakshin Kannad, Hannavar, Karwar, Mangalore Forest divisions are the mangrove sites in Karnataka. Pichavaram, Muthupet, Ramnad, Pulikat, Kaznuveli are the mangrove sites in Tamil Nadu. Consider the following statements on Narcotics Control Bureau. It was constituted under the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act of 1985. It is the apex coordinating agency under the Ministry of Home Affairs. National policy on narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances is based on Article 47 of the Indian Constitution. So we have to select the correct statement. All these statements which are given here are correct. So the correct answer is option D, 1, 2 and 3. It was constituted by the Government of India in 1986 under the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act of 1985. It is the apex coordinating agency under the Ministry of Home Affairs, and the national policy on narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances is based on Article 47 of the Indian Constitution, which directs the state to endeavour to bring about prohibition of the consumption except for medicinal purposes of intoxicating drugs injurious to health. Moving on. Consider the following statements. The UN proclaimed 21st June as the International Day of Yoga by passing a resolution in December 2014. Yoga at 75 Cultural Heritage Drive is a part of India's Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav campaign. We have to select the correct statement. Both the statements are correct. The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. The idea of International Day of Yoga was proposed by India during the opening of the 69th session of the United Nations General Assembly held in 2014. And the UN proclaimed 21st June as IDY that by passing a resolution in December 2014. The extensive drive Yoga at 75 Cultural Heritage has been titled Yoga at Indian Heritage and is a part of India's Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav campaign. Moving on, consider the following statements on sickle cell disease. The United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution recognizing SCD as a public health problem on 22nd of December 2008. And the UNGA also recognized SCD as one of the first genetic disease. So we have to select the correct statement. Both these statements are correct. So the correct answer is option C. The United Nations General Assembly adopted the resolution recognizing SCD as a public health problem on 22nd of December 2008, and it is an inherited blood disease which is most common among people of African, Arabian and Indian origin. Moving on. It is a group of disorders that affect the hemoglobin, the molecule in red blood cells that delivers the oxygen to the cell throughout the body. The UNGA also recognized sickle cell disease as one of the first genetic diseases. Moving on, consider the following statements. Green hydrogen is generated from renewable energy like solar and wind, and the byproducts of green hydrogen is water and water vapor. We have to select the correct statement. Both these statements are correct, so the correct answer is option C. Hydrogen generated entirely from renewable power sources is called green hydrogen, and in this process electricity generated from the renewable energy is used to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Byproducts of this are water vapor, water, and that is why the statement second is correct. MFSD2A, recently seen in the news, is related to which of the following? It is a transporter protein And recently, an article was published in Nature where scientists have imaged a transporter protein molecule called MFS D2A, and there is a major challenge in the treatment of neurological disorders, and the challenge is in getting past the blood-brain barrier. Transporter protein pulls omega-3s across the blood-brain barrier, and hence the molecule can help deliver drugs to the brain. Consider the following statements regarding herbicide-tolerant cotton, HTBT cotton, and it has been recently legalized by the central government. It makes plants resistant to herbicide glyphosate. So we have to select the correct statement. The first statement is incorrect because it has not been yet approved by the central government, but the second statement is correct, so the correct answer is option B. Recently, it has been seen that the sale of HTBT cotton has seen a huge jump this year. It has doubled from 30 lakh last year to 75 lakh this year. This cotton is not approved by the central government, and if we talk about the sale and cultivation, it's illegal in nature. The variant has another layer of modification, making the plant resistant to herbicide glyphosate. Jirnagara Peak is located in which of the following mountain ranges? It is located in Eastern Ghats. And the Jirnagara Peak is the tallest peak of the Eastern Ghats, located in the Araku Valley of Andhra Pradesh. It is also the highest mountain peak of Andhra Pradesh with an elevation of 1690 meter. As you can see, here lies the Jirnagara Peak. Moving on, Nongkhyllem Wildlife Sanctuary, recently seen in the news, is located in which of the following states? It is located in Meghalaya. And the Nongkhyllem Wildlife Sanctuary, located near the Lailad village of the Ri Bhol districts of Meghalaya. The animals here include Bengal tiger, black bear. Many such species at the verge of extinction are found, such as necked hornbill. Recently, India's first bamboo-dwelling bat with sticky discs have been found near this wildlife sanctuary in Meghalaya. Moving on, consider the following statements regarding ICOMOS. It is an international intergovernmental organization, and it is an advisory body of the World Heritage Committee for the implementation of World Heritage Convention of UNESCO. We have to select the correct statement. The first statement is incorrect because it is an international non-governmental organization, and the second is correct, so the correct answer is option B. International Council on Monuments and Sites. ICOMOS is a global non-governmental organization which is associated with UNESCO. The mission is to promote the conservation, protection, use and enhancement of monuments, building complexes and sites. Also, it is an advisory body of the World Heritage Committee for the implementation of the World Heritage Convention of UNESCO. And India has 38 World Heritage Sites that include 30 cultural properties, 7 natural and 1 mixed site. Moving on to the practice question, consider the following statements regarding RESPOND program. This is the flagship program of the Ministry of Education to promote extramural research in emerging areas of space. Looks to enhance the academic base, generate human resources and infrastructure at the academic institutions to support the space programs. So we have to select the correct statement, and I hope you'll be able to answer it correctly in the comment segment. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.